Good morning. I think the snow has stopped, so it's time to go and have this wonderful ceremony and down for the rest of the homecoming festivities and homecoming and beating Wheaton. First, I'd like to welcome everyone here for our 6th annual Hall of Fame. We are here in the Wentz Concert Hall for the first time. I think a wonderful intertwining of athletics, the arts, and academics, the body and soul, and heart of North Central College. Welcome to all the Hall of Famers, to families, friends, alumni, faculty and staff, students, parents. It's great to have you here. I'm really saddened because one of our inductees, Sue DeNigris Kane, became very ill yesterday. She's fine, but she's at home and got a little bit of the flu. But we're really saddened that she's not here. But we will proceed. Her presenter, Tim Widener, was gracious to say that, you know, Marcy Thurwachter, Sue's coach, was going to come and be her presenter. And her father passed away and couldn't attend, so Tim was going to step in. And then since Sue got sick, he just said, you know, Rick, why don't you just read what Marcy was going to say? So I will do that, and then we'll have one of Sue's teammates come up and accept the honor. So with all of that, again, welcome, and sit back and enjoy this wonderful video to introduce our Hall of Famers. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to North Central College's 2009 Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. It is my pleasure to introduce current Hall of Famers in attendance today. Cross Country and Track and Field Hall of Famer Glenn Benke, class of 1974. Cross Country and Track and Field Hall of Famer Matt Brill, class of 1997. Cross Country and Track and Field coach Al Carius, honorary degree, class of 2006. Football, basketball, and baseball standout Dick Smith, class of 1948. Wrestler Ed Jackson, class of 1969. Baseball standout Ken Ritter, class of 1988. Cross country and track and field athlete Dan Meyer, class of 1994. Swimmer John Molitor, class of 1960. Swimmer Larry Mickelson, class of 1964. Swimmer Mark Mickelson, class of 1966. Track and field athlete Megan Allen Gossett, class of 1990. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our current Athletic Hall of Fame members in attendance today. Today, North Central College proudly welcomes 5 new members to its Athletic Hall of Fame. He captained the Cardinals swim team to North Central College's first national championship. Please welcome Jim Rank, class of 1958. He was the first North Central College track and field athlete to win multiple NCAA Division III national championships. Please welcome Dan Baker, class of 1989. He is one of 14 athletes in Division III to earn All-American status in cross country all 4 seasons. Please welcome Bob Dunphey, class of 1985. His late-inning home run catapulted the Cardinals to the 1987 Division III Baseball World Series. Please welcome Craig Stefan, class of 1987. She was a member of the first relay team to win a national championship in the history of the North Central Women's Track and Field program. Unable to attend today's ceremony, Sue DeNigris Kane, class of 2002. Ladies and gentlemen, standing before you this morning, your 2009 North Central College Athletic Hall of Famers.
What? No fanfare? I got to tell you that whenever I'm on the stage with this group, I'm in awe. And at the end of my remarks, you'll see why. But there's something about great athletes that sort of makes us all get a special excitement. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Hal Wilde, and it's my great privilege to be the president of North Central College and to know men and women like those on our stage today. A few weeks ago, a high school and college classmate of my brother, Alex, was awarded the Nobel Prize in chemistry. When my brother and I spoke about his friend Tom's Nobel, my brother said, you know, unlike almost any other competition, the science Nobels are about as pure as they get. No politics. Tom really deserved it. He earned it. I told my brother that in my experience, the closest thing to the integrity of that recognition was North Central College's Athletic Hall of Fame. No politics, just the numbers. Year after year, the men and women we honor are individuals who stood and stand on a higher plane, not just in memory, but in the record of their accomplishments, national championships, national records, achievements second to none. I sometimes kid about the fact that, wouldn't it be nice if these were, multimillionaires we put in the Hall of Fame? Not going to happen at North Central College, although we wouldn't mind it if they. But it's only going to happen if they were not just good, but great. It's as simple as that. And let me tell you, Sue, DeNigris, Kane, Dan Baker, Craig Stefan, Bob Dunphey, and Jim Rank were and are great. I only had the privilege of watching Sue compete for North Central. I can still see her in that freshman year on that incredible relay team. I can see her pole vaulting, setting new records, being a kind of spectacular exemplar of what North Central athletics is all about. But I get to see her almost every day because she works in the admissions office at North Central College. And you know something? She's still a champion, delivering record numbers. I'm sad that she isn't here today because this is one wonderful, wonderful person. But can you imagine, you saw her picture up there, can you imagine being a high school junior or senior, particularly a young man, and having her on the other side of the equation as you talk about whether you want to go to North Central College? Pretty tough. In fact, I don't think it's a fair competition. That she can deliver for North Central College. But these are up here, right here in the end. Glenn Benke, who was so instrumental in delivering the Res Rec Center that many of you saw last night on time. An unbelievable feat. And Glenn just played a huge key role. But long ago, Glenn taught me something because I introduced him to someone. And I said, Glenn, Glenn was an All-American. And he said, what do you mean was? You never stop being an All-American, Hal, is what he said to me. And I've never forgotten that. That's the reason why these guys were champions, because they are champions. They're still champions. They've been champions in life. So North Central has a fabulous athletic tradition. We saw a little of it up there. Of all the national championships won by all the CCIW teams, 44 in total, 22 of them are at North Central College. 1/2 of all the national championships won by our athletes. And here you are this weekend on a campus where our cross-country team, men's cross-country team, is once again ranked #1 in the country, where our football team is undefeated in the conference, is ranked in the top 15, and is going to beat Wheaton this afternoon, where we've got we've got an incredible Res Rec Center to celebrate, and we've got some Hall of Fame people out there who should be up here on the stage who are hiding, who had an awful lot to do with that. But bottom line is, you should be so proud. You should be so proud of this tradition. And today we all will have a chance to applaud it out on the field, out at Benedetti Worley Stadium. But first, we get a chance to applaud it here. We get a chance to applaud these individuals, our own Nobel laureates, alumni who defined the meaning of cardinal pride for us all. I began by saying that, I'm sort of in awe on these occasions. I was a high school jock. Hard to believe. In fact, it was hard to believe then. In fact, I was, on my senior year, I was on the basketball team. I was the tallest guy in the basketball team. I was the indispensable 13th man on a 12-man team. But I did complete my senior year with a remarkable accomplishment. I had the highest shooting percentage in the suburban conference in Wauwatosa outside of Milwaukee. I shot 1,000% on the free throw line and from the field. I had 1 banked-in layup and 2 banked-in free throws. When you've got that perspective, the perspective of somebody who's got splinters on his rear end from sitting in the benches along, watching a lot of great performers over the years, let me tell you, I am in awe of these people and their predecessors in the North Central College Athletic Hall of Fame. You should be too. Congratulations to you all. Beat Wheaton.
I now would like to start the presentations for our new inductees. Our first inductee, Jim Rank, class of '58. You heard all of his incredible accomplishments, and here today to present him is his roommate, John Mazanin, a diver, and both of them together were the first Cardinals to ever participate in the NCAA National Championships after they won the National Championships in that 1958. So it's my pleasure to introduce John.
Some 54 years ago, head coach Hal Henning and diving coach, later to be head coach Dr. Ed Geary, collaborated to build an even more serious, successful swim program at North Central College. Among the young swimmers that they recruited at the time was a spirited competitor from Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin. I was from Chicago. I kind of didn't know what that was. He aspired to getting an excellent education, excelled in all athletics, and was dedicated to optimal success in his chosen sport, swimming. When Jim and I met for the first time, I never dreamed we would become friends and remain so close for the next 50-some years. Jim was upbeat. He was a leader. He was popular. He was a natural athlete. He had many, many friends. I was none of those things, or had none of those things. Jim was a morning person. I was a night person. He enjoyed quiet. I enjoyed loud. We even hung a sheet between us in the dorm room so I could study and he could sleep. The only thing that remained constant and encouraged our friendship, two different people, was our mutual love for North Central College swim team. North Central College is an excellent college. It gave us all a stellar education that carried us through life. However, unique memories always begin and end with the swim team, where self-esteem was created, goals met, friendships formed, and life becoming inherently perfect. Jim was our leader. We were winners. Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, fellow athletes, it is my greatest honor and privilege to present to you my swim friend, my best friend, semi-retired executive of a Leicester publication in Brookville, Wisconsin. Oh, he made me say that. North Central College inductee into the Hall of Fame, James Ringo Rank. I present you.
I thought for a minute there I lost my script. Well, listen, I want to thank John for traveling from Arkansas, about a 12-hour drive to do this for me. Oh, there you're back down there. You're done, huh? And I was going to say I appreciated your using my script until you got into that line across the room. Then I figured I was going to leave that alone. Okay, well, in case you're wondering, we're kind of starting off with the oldest and going to the youngest here. I don't want to leave any doubt in anybody's mind on that. And I want to say hello to President Hal and Ed, and, Jim Miller, and Clark Tusher, and Maria and Kim and Mary. I don't know where you all are, but I'm thinking you're probably around here somewhere. Thank you for putting this together for us, because it's really special. Also want to say hello to all of the friends and classmates, and I want to bring your attention to my family, and I know they're out here somewhere as well. And I know if I ask you to stand up, I'm going to get a resounding negative probably, but my wife Susan is over there, and also, my oldest son, Adam, Bud, my daughter, Jenny, my youngest son, Todd, and his wife, J-Lo, and our two granddaughters, twin granddaughters, 3.5 years old, Zoe and Jada. And, gosh, I should have been keeping track. I hope I didn't miss any of my family. That would be terrible. Okay. My three children, my wife's and my three children, were all swimmers through high school, and which made me very proud. And our two granddaughters, by next summer, they're going to be swimming. They're already getting around the pool real good. But I don't know what the first age group swimming thing is. Does it start at 4 or 5 or... Okay. I would like to express once again my intense gratitude for being inducted into this auspicious group. Some of them I have been following through my postgraduate career, the swimmers, and I've been watching the other sports as well. I see Molly sitting down there, and I had a nice visit with the Mickelson brothers at dinner the other night, which was a very fine occasion, and others of you, and well, much appreciated. Many things have changed since my tenure in the tank, so to speak, 51 years ago. I don't want to get into too many of them, but here are a few of them. the pools, the swimsuits changed. We all know about the discussions going on now about the type of swimsuits that are being worn by the Olympic swimmers and the international swimmers. We really didn't have anything like that back in those days. Probably wouldn't have been able to fit into one. I can talk to Molly like that because we're in the same boat here, and the other thing is generally what happens when swimmers are done, you see the result. The training is different. I remember sitting down at a training table at noon for a meet that was going to take place at 3 and having steaks and potatoes and, gross. Surprised we didn't jump in or dive in the pool and end up on the bottom. But that's all changed now. Diets have changed. Stroke techniques have changed. Turns have changed. The starting blocks have changed. And the way they treat false starts has also changed. But the times keep tumbling down. Is any team more dominant at the Summer Olympics than the U.S. swim team in their sport? But fond memories don't change. They're not forgotten, and between the North Central College campus life and the swimming, I have many fond memories. And many of them have to do with my fellow swimming team members, close friends. And I'd like to mention, so I'm going to have to put you through a little something here. I'm going to mention all of the swimmers that, to the best of my recollection, swam for North Central College between 1954 and 1958. And I know several of them are here, and one of them is sitting up here on the stage. So the team members that I remember: Jim Callis, Ken Lewis, Dick Norenberg, Dave Schumacher. Those were the 4 seniors that greeted me when I came on campus. Phil Danley, Bob Riggs, John Wendling, Bob McBride, whom I understand has passed away, Roger Roger, I can't even say it anymore, Roger Roger Stevens, and I know he is in the audience, Paul Woody Berglund, and I know he is in the audience, Warren Cobb, John Field, Carl Howe, Gary Lidke, Dale Shimkowitz, and our managers Archie Alboris and Grant Schmidt, and of course Coach Hal Henning. The personnel that served as the 1958 terrific swim team, alphabetically, are Ernie Alex, who is a member of the Hall of Fame, Tom Eck, Bob Hamilton, Jim Hickman, Andy Kelly, Dick Lambrick, who is here. You didn't bug out, did you, Bloody? Bill LaValle, Larry Lewis, Phil Lockwood, John Mazanin, Bill Molitor, John's brother, whom I understand is out on the West Coast, George Pichata, Harry Morris, Gert Renner, Dave Stewart, and I know Dave is here. We were kind of roommates senior year in college in the old Kaufman Hall. Dan Stump, Paul Wins was the manager, and Ed Geary, what a guy, was our coach. So, that's about all I have, and about time, eh? So once again, my heartfelt thanks for the honor, and it's just so exciting to know that my name will be passed along in the annals of the North Central College and its Athletic Hall of Fame for posterity, and for that, thank you.
Thank you, Jim. If you forgot one of your family members, John said you could stay with him tonight, your old roommate. Our next honoree, next Hall of Famer, Bob Dunphey. His presenter today is Ray Krause, who is in his 9th year as a volunteer assistant coach for the men's cross country and track and field programs. Ray himself, a 4-time All-American winner. Ray, please come up and present Bob Dunphey.
I have known Bob for almost 30 years. We've been great friends. And initially I had some reservations about doing this introduction simply because it meant that I had to come up with a few minutes of nice things to say. But as we were out last night, it occurred to me that he indicated that I just was simply the one that embellished the best. No, it's great to see a lot of Bob's friends, family, teammates here. I'm going to take away a little bit of Bob's thunder right now, as I'm sure that he'll imply some influence bestowed upon him by Coach Althletic and Coach Frank Grammaroso, who I know is here. Because, of course, Bob actually did have some influence on them early on. In fact, due to one of Bob's actions, Al instituted the no freshman driving in his own car behind the team bus on the first day of a 2-day track meet, just so he can drive back home that evening to attend his high school prom rule. Right, Al? I don't think Al has let a teammate drive to a track or cross-country meet so he can come back home that night, okay, for a prom. And I happened to be in that car that broke down in front of Great America behind the team bus, and that was just a couple of hours prior to our competition. In all seriousness, introducing Bob is actually quite easy for me. It's based upon all his great accomplishments here at North Central College. And to those that are close to Bob, certainly understand that it's very difficult to give this introduction justice in just a couple of minutes. So I'm going to try. Bob was all-conference in every single CCIW competition he ever competed in track and cross-country. He was a 6-time All-American here, 4-time All-American in cross-country each year in school, as was highlighted on the great video presentation. Between Coach Althletic and Coach Grammaroso, they have coached 400 All-Americans combined. Bob is the only one to have placed in the top 10 at the cross-country national championships 4 years in a row. And I can tell you this, that out of all these individual accolades, as a friend and as a teammate of Bob's, they never meant much to him. He was always most interested in team results. In fact, the 2 team national championships that we won together in 1981 and 1982, I'm sure are the most memorable to him. We have many teammates here today that were on those teams. As a teammate, Bob was rock solid. He was dependable and hardworking. Obviously a very consistent performer who helped further define our program, not only with those performances, but with his leadership qualities. I and others here today, including some of the teammates that are here, we saw it in his eyes very early on when he got on campus. We saw it in his behavior. He got it. And what that means is he got the team dynamic aspect down of what our program is all about. He worked his butt off, but the team was always the most important. Bob Dunphey is here because of his performance on the cross-country course and on the track. But if we fast forward almost 30 years, to me, it's because of everything else in between. His character exemplifies the kind of program that both Al and Grammy have built here. Bob's family is most important. Friendship and loyalty are said in the same breath. He has compassion for others, proud but humble. He bleeds North Central colors, obviously a great athlete, but even a better teammate and friend. It's with authoritativeness that I say our great program, again, that Al and Grammy have built would not be the same now without Bob Dunphey. Not only in his collegiate accomplishments, which speak for themselves, but his continued passion and interest in helping the program stay on top. He genuinely feels a bond and a spirit of connectedness to this program that he will always be a part of. I'm honored and proud to introduce to you my forever teammate and friend, Bob Dunphey, in the North Central's Hall of Fame.
Whoops. Mr. Leal, I'm prepared today, as I wasn't last night for my readers here. All right, which one of you guys back there wrote that for Ray? Come on, stand up. Somebody tell me. Who wrote that? Wow. Thank you, Raymond. That was very nice. I promise I won't let you forget that speech. That was very good. Thank you all very much. It's great to see all of you here today. You know, it's not every day that you get the opportunity to acknowledge so many people that matter so much to you. So since I do get that chance today, I better get started in the interest of time. First, our college president, Hal Wilde, and to Jim Miller, our illustrious athletic director, and to all the members of the Hall of Fame nominating committee, as well as the staff that worked so hard. Thank you for all your support of this place, the creation of this wonderful hall, and for providing me and all of us with this very special recognition. Also want to congratulate my fellow inductees. I sure wish Sue was here. That's a shame, but I know she's here in spirit. Craig, Jim, Dan, great to be up here with you guys. Craig, my Milwaukee family now realizes that it was worthwhile coming to know that you were a great brewer at one time, so I hope you guys are happy down there. All kidding aside, great to share this with you guys, to get to know your families a little bit. And Jim, you swimmer guys were crazy, I have a feeling. Oh. To all the previous inductees, look at that crew. What a great crowd. Congratulations to you again. Thanks to all those who were able to get back here today. A lot of you are coaching and doing other things with families on Saturdays. It's great to see you here. Thanks for sharing this. And I mean it when I say it truly is an honor to be in your company. The accomplishments, the collective accomplishments of this group is outstanding. To all of our friends, both older friends, I don't mean in age, I mean in time, and new, it's great to have you here. You make life worth living. Thanks for being here, for taking time out of your Saturdays as well. To all of my family, extended and blood family, thanks for being here. I especially have to thank my brothers and my sisters, my sister-in-laws, brother-in-laws, my mom. Here you guys are 25 years later, still supporting this great cause. You're all right. Thank you. Of course, to my wife Lisa, my boys Matthew, Zachary, Jack, all of you guys, I love you very much. You know that. And I mean it, I'm glad you're here. Lisa, don't do that. Emotional Italians, I tell you. God. All right, onward. Quickly, to the faculty and staff of the college that made all of our experience so great here, I have to give special recognition to Drs. Grundy, Dr. Guzman, crazy guy, Dr. Navakis, Dr. Nauman, Professor Yevon, thanks for all you do as professors and for all you did for all of us. You're very special in my heart, especially that English crew. You guys opened me to a life that I never knew existed in writing and literature. And to the late Garth Haynes, and to Shirley Haynes, his wife, both longtime friends of this place. Thanks, Garth, for example you set for so many of us. You were a grandfather figure to me and I'm sure many others. I don't know if I ever got to tell you that. And also, frankly, for keeping a few much-needed bucks in the pockets of many of us athletes out there for, as Coach Popejoy would say, malt beverage purchases. And to Shirley Haynes for what she did both as college registrar here all those years. Can we give her a hand? She was... all the years of dedication, late nights, I don't think we all know what she did to keep us in class, but she was great. And equally important to Shirley for allowing my family and I to be a part of her life over the past several years and get to know her. Shirley could not be here today. She's got some health concerns that keep her from crowds, but we know she's here in spirit. A little dry in here. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I'm sure many of you know that phrase, that cliche. I know I do. And while luck probably had very little to do with my coming here, I have to say that I do feel very fortunate to have made the choice I did back in that summer of 1981. So many great experiences and so many great memories and very important people to thank. For starters, all those wonderful teammates from track and cross country. What an incredible group of athletes you were, and for many of you, you still are. Leal, I'm not sure if you meet that qualification. Just kidding, bud. For all your achievements, the lasting friendships, and that common foundation that we share and carry to this day, and the fact that we get to celebrate that history every year at events like the track and cross-country golf outing, and of course all of those committee meetings that we must have every year. And mind you, to raise funds for the operating budget for both of these programs. Thanks for all the experiences, guys. To many of you, I thank you for all those time-tested friendships. You know exactly who you are. Thank you. Next to Jim and John McKnighter, quickly, both alum from this school and from these great programs. Jim was my head coach at Schaumburg. He provided a lot, including a father-like role he willingly assumed not only for me but a couple of us on that team. And I got to say, at a very young age, I think he was 27 when I started there. But the discipline and the values he instilled in us, and candidly for waiting patiently for the right time to introduce me to the idea of coming to North Central and to meeting Al. Jim, thank you. And to John for paving the way for the rest of us as part of that famous no-names group from 75 and 76 that won the first national championships in cross-country for the college. You guys are truly part of my foundation. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Of course, to the guys from the 81 team, many of them are here today. Starting with our captain, Dale Kopnick, right there. Dale, thanks, guy, for being here. Dale, I have to say, the courage you had to set the bar as high as you did for that team after the 80 finish you guys had, and we won't dwell on that. That was pretty bold, but you were right. And I want to say, and I know I don't speak for just myself, the leadership you displayed throughout that year, Dale, keeping a cool head when we had a couple of hiccups and speed bumps at intercollegiates and the like, that leadership took us there, Dale, and we did what you set out for us to do, winning that title. To all those teammates for the consistent training and the effort put forth week in and week out in endurance athletics, for the trust we developed and the momentum we built throughout that season. You guys are very special, and you all deserve everything that we accomplished as a team that year. To the guys on the 82 national championship team, many were the same, although we did let Dale go ahead and graduate with his, I think, what do you have, 3 degrees here, Dale? I can't even keep track. Taken over by Bill O'Neill, our captain that year. I wish Bill could have been here. I don't think he's here. But I got to say, there are days in my business walk where I could sure use Bill's inspiring leadership, and that's no BS. The way that guy combined words with actions second to most. And the way he overcame physical challenge throughout that 82 campaign, having to have much-needed surgery right before the season, and realizing as the weeks unfolded that he was going to have to put his own personal aspirations aside to ensure our team's success, and he did just that. The ultimate act of unselfishness in athletics. And I got to say, he pulled off a Nationals performance to seal our fate to win that second title that I wish there was a video for that. That was incredible. Again, to those teammates, having the vision to establish higher goals for us as a team and maintain focus throughout the year and never allow outside distractions to enter into play that season. Guys, the chemistry we created was phenomenal. I know a lot of us share that still. And I have to say, not only did we win that year, but we did win it in style, setting a national record for low point total, 51 points for cross-country Division III. That was a great year. 83 and 84 teams, we did fall short of our goals. We did not win national championships, but we had some great highlights. Mr. Tony Blyle, fellow inductee into this Hall of Fame. Tony, the way you led by example all year, guy, was incredible every time you stepped onto a course. Where are you, Tony? Tony Blyle right there. You may want to hold that applause for a second. That guy had a broken body the whole season. He couldn't train. And if any of you are endurance athletes, you really do need to train in these sports, but he didn't. And despite that, somehow, he figured out a way. We know how he figured it out. But he won the individual national title that year. Not only winning it, but doing it in record time for 8 kilometers. Those words don't speak loudly enough of what he accomplished that year. Tony, you are an incredible leader through the way you performed. I also want to say that we achieved a very nice first for North Central and for Al that year at the Illinois Intercollegiate Championships. We managed to defeat a very strong University of Illinois team, Mr. Anderson, which included guys like Jeff Jacobs, Mike Patton, both of whom helped that same team to win a few weeks later to achieve 9th place at the NCAA Division I Championships. It was a great finish for a great group of guys, and I have to say, I know I speak for my teammates, we're very proud to have been in the company of that caliber team that year. So in summary, the only guys I'm going to speak out to are the guys from the core championship teams. To Bill O'Neill, Billy Wall, Dale Kopnick, Jay Rogers, Johnny Leal, Ray Krause, Tony Blyle, Scott McCleary. Thanks for all the dedication to our efforts, for all the training, the laughs, the work hard and play hard attitude, all those awesome sweat fests, the focus you maintained each season, and most of all, your determination to succeed. We achieved a lot in a very short period of time, guys, yet 25 years afterward, we're still carrying a lot of those memories with us from the workouts and the races. We truly are blessed for having experienced all we did here. Thank you, my brothers, for who you guys are, for the sacrifices, and the willingness to do what you did for all of us. You're the best. And last, to the big three, where's Grammy? Is he here? There he is, all right. To Frank Grammaroso, the Honorable Judge Kenneth L. Popejoy. I love saying that, Pope. And, of course, to Al Carius. Grammy, first you, what you've provided to the cross-country and track programs here, I'm very pleased to see is now well recognized, bud. You and Al make an incredible team. Everybody knows that, and this program thrives because of you, Frank. And thanks for the clothes, by the way. Those are great. Pope, guy, the sacrifices you made while building your incredible, accomplished legal career, yes, we did notice. It just took us a few years. And the way you brought your world-class running experiences to us so that we could have a chance to excel to higher levels, guy, I don't think we could ever repay that, but we thank you for it. And finally, Alan. Al, there's really not much more to be said about you, guy, that hasn't already been covered. You've been pouring it out for all of us for over 4 decades now. You are simply one of a kind. And we are all very blessed to have been a part of your life's mission here. And I just want to say that you guys all started out as coaches. Over time, you became mentors. And I'm proud to say you're trusted friends now. I love you all very much. You're the best. Thanks for what you did for me, and most of all for what you did for all these guys. Thank you very much. That was a little long, but from the heart.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob. Now to present Craig Stefan, class of '87, his coach, Ed Matthey, class of '86, who was our coach back at that time, and now the NIU head baseball coach, Ed Matthey.
I have cheaters too, Bob. Something about that. Must have been something in the water in the halls here, right? Well, listen, first of all, congratulations to all the gentlemen here and ladies here, past, present. It's a very, very great accomplishment. And, Craig, I appreciate the opportunity to stand before you today. In the spring of 1984, Hollywood brought us a movie, The Natural. It's about a young man, Roy Hobbs, you probably all know the story, who had a dream to be the best baseball player there ever was. That same spring, head coach Tom Purcell unveiled a young man, Craig Stefan, who arguably became one of the best there ever was at North Central College. In the movie, if you remember, Roy Hobbs was a left-handed throwing, left-handed hitting outfielder from a small town who originally set out to be a pitcher. And we found out he was special pretty early on in the movie when he had the showdown and struck out the best hitter of his time, the Whammer. Well, Craig Stefan was also a left-handed throwing outfielder, left-handed hitting outfielder from a small town. Came to Naperville as a football and baseball player. And Craig announced his presence in a pretty big way his freshman year by being named a first-team All-CCIW outfielder. And shortly after, you know, he made a decision to leave football and concentrate solely on baseball. I believe that was after his sophomore year. Roy Hobbs swung that bat, Wonder Boy, right? And it was a wood bat made from a tree that was struck by lightning when he was a kid. Craig happened to swing a silver and green Easton metal bat, but a lot of times that bat seemed to contain lightning. Early in the movie, Roy you see him knocking the cover off a baseball, and Craig did that as well. During his freshman year, he had a streak. I think it was 7 consecutive at-bats, and in that streak he had 2 walks and he had 5 hits, and they were all home runs. So talk about lightning in a bat. Pretty good stuff. As you read through the impressive collection of stats here on Craig Stefan, and there are many, I want to relay a short story that I think reflects something that all of Craig's teammates and family probably have insight to, but and we knew this from the beginning. But with Craig, it was never about him. It was about the team. And so when I asked Craig if there was something, you know, he wanted me to say while I'm up here introducing him, in great Craig Stefan fashion, he just said to me, make sure you mention how well all the teams we played on blended together. That was it. So he gave me a lot of stuff to work off of. I will say something about the stats on this page. Here's a couple that aren't contained on the page, and I know that Craig is very proud of these stats, just as he is all of his individual stats. In his 4 years, from 1984 to 1987, North Central College baseball in conference play won 46 games and lost only 14. They're holders of 3 CCIW titles, and they appeared in 3 NCAA regionals, 1985, 1986, and 1987. And kind of just like in the movie, it doesn't always go well for Roy Hobbs. It didn't go well for Craig. I don't know what happened the one year he didn't make CCIW first team, you know. But in the end, just like with Roy, you know, Craig Stefan had his biggest hit of all. He had a chance to marry his childhood sweetheart, Anna, who I know is in the crowd here. 3 great kids, Zach, Tyler, and Lucas. I've had a chance to know them for years. And his parents and his brother are here. So without further ado, to speed things along, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to present North Central's very own Roy Hobbs, Craig Stefan.
Well, thanks, Ed. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Okay. All right, good. Most people don't know that Ed is responsible for a lot of my hits, believe it or not. Before you go on deck, I was looking for my bat one day and couldn't find it, and Matthew had it. I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Getting it ready to explode." Like, oh, okay. So I take it up the bat, and I get a hit. So after that, Ed had my bat before I went to plate about every time. So thanks, Ed. So, yeah. And let's give it up for Ed Matthew, head baseball coach at Northern Illinois University. Thanks. And as far as thank you goes, going third, you know, you hear all the thank yous, but I do have sincere thanks for everybody here. North Central College did a great job. The old teammates, I think they're all right here, right? The family's right there, and some friends back in the corner. So, thank you. This was a feel-good weekend for me. We had a good time. We had a nice dinner Thursday night, and then after the dinner, my buddy Kenny Ritter called a few friends up and met him down at an establishment in Naperville. And by midnight, we were going to have firecrackers here. Hopefully they're not. You didn't bring them, did you, MJ? Okay, good. And we were going to have batting practice today sometime. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but he had it all timed out and everything. So I did bring my glove and stuff, so in case you want to. Might be a little chilly, but we'll see. Okay. So thank you very much for everybody coming here. I do have say thank you to whoever made the plaque that's out there, the big cardboard poster board, whatever you want to call it. At each corner are the teams, so I appreciate that. That's what it's all about. Ooh, excuse me. So anyway, let's have a little fun out here now. Don't need to cry. But I do have one story from my junior year. We were going to Carroll College, and on the way up there, we drive vans, and we also drive some cars. One of the players on our team had a muscle car, and while we were going up there, he got a flat tire. So the day wasn't starting out too well, and he got there on time. We ended up playing, and everybody showed up, so that was good. But the game wasn't going so well. We were getting killed, actually. I think 6 or 8 runs in late in the game, and Coach Purcell couldn't take it any longer. He freaked out and got all over the coach, all over the umpires, and within minutes he was at the other end of the park walking around like this. So that's what he was doing. And I was running out center field, and I saw him way at the end of the park doing his little walk, and I'm thinking, oh boy, this is not going to be good when we get back. But we still had a bat left, and I think we ended up batting around the order twice, and we ended up winning the game. But yeah. I might be the only person that remembers this, but I made 2 outs that inning. So, but okay, that's all I have for today. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it, and everybody have a good day, and let's beat Wheaton.
They told me, they kept reminding me, you got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. That's the time that Dan Baker took to run 2 laps around the track. Actually, he could run 2 laps around the outdoor track in 1 minute and 49 seconds. Nobody in North Central College history has ever done that. So yeah. I don't have a lot of time, up here, but I'm really very, very humbled to have been asked by Dan Baker to introduce him. Dan Baker obviously has a very, very, very special place in my heart in many, many ways that I'm not intelligent enough to really articulate. But he is very, very much a part of North Central College, a part of our athletic program. It's done monumental things for us, and again, I'm very, very humbled by this opportunity. His records and standards and accomplishments speak for themselves. You can read about them. I think that really what really strikes me most is beyond those records, beyond those accomplishments, two-time national champion, seven-time All-American. To me, what's most important is the character of the individual. What lies behind the label that accomplished those great performances. You know, to me, the great John Wooden, the coach for UCLA, had it best stated years ago. He said, "You build an athlete as you build a man, from the inside out." Characteristics that lead to success on the athletic field, on the academic field, and the like. Dan Baker demonstrated, and has always demonstrated, those philosophical values, those characteristics throughout the time that he was at North Central College. Things like commitment, things like discipline, things like work ethic, things like loyalty, things like being a team player, things like dealing with disappointment. Dan had disappointment at North Central College. Never forget the night we were at the University of Chicago, and he's trying to be a two-time All-American. Going to win the 800 meters, no question about it. But breaks his foot, cannot complete the event, cannot run the 4x400 meter relay, cannot compete there. But his ability to come back and struggle back and continue to go against adversity to become even a better athlete. So Dan Baker, again, is very worthy of becoming into this Hall of Fame. I've got, and again, those characteristics are recognized by anybody and everybody that know him. Think of one story I'd like to tell. I got a call. I get calls all the time for people that want to get recommendations for young men or young women in their organizations. And with Dan Baker, it was very easy. You have to be a gentleman from Chicago at a big corporation. And I'm down to two people that I want to hire in this particular corporation. He said one of them is Dan Baker. What can you tell me about him? I told him, I said, if you hire Dan Baker, you will never be disappointed. About 6 months later, that gentleman called me back and said, it was the best decision I could have made to hire Dan Baker. About a year later, and you remember this, Dan took a personal day, came out to visit me. North Central spent the day with me, went back, and he called me from his office. He said, Al, he said, I got a raise. I said, what do you mean you got a raise? He said, the word got around that he was maybe interviewing with some other corporation. They were afraid of losing him. He took a personal day, came back, got a raise. Okay? And, again, it just speaks to what is inside of this man. What is inside of this person? Again, last time I talked to he, 2 minutes, I'm sure I'm over. But the things he's always done, he will put his family first. He drives a church bus for children 2 days a week. Dan Baker is always there to help other people. He was a great athlete. That speaks for itself. But more importantly, he was a loyal teammate. He was a model athlete and a great friend. And it continues to be a great friend for North Central College. Dan Baker.
I want to start out by saying undeserving. Undeserving. That's two nice words, Al. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Like Al said, I do drive a church bus, so you may hear a little preaching, but it says in the Bible, talks in Hebrews chapter 11, such a great cloud of witness, the people that went before you. And that's why I say undeserving, because of the people that went before me. We all knew of Bob Dunphey, the Tony Blyles, all these people. I remember, just to be honest, I should never have been here had there not been a person. My high school coach, I wasn't even going to run track. We lived too far in the country. We lived 15 miles away. I was helping my dad every night after work and stuff. And had it not been for Mr. Tucker coming to my house 7 times, he come and asked my dad, can he go out for track? Can he go out for track? Can he go out for track? And the answer came back, no, no, no. We can't afford it. 7th time my dad says, well, if you want to. By that point I was like, well, I don't know. But I did get to go out for track. I ran cross country for 4 years in high school due to a Coach Tucker, an excellent coach. When it come time to go to college, I wasn't supposed to come here, Al. Do you remember? There was two others at my school, Kim Damon, Mark Fowler. Mr. Tucker says, come along for a ride, Dan. We're going to go up to North Central College up in Naperville. And we're going to visit the college. You're welcome to go. And I said, okay, knowing full well that I could hardly afford college. And to be honest, I think you guys were looking for Kim Damon and Mark Fowler to come because they were good athletes. But I did get to come, and I came up here. I got to meet a great coach, Al Carius. You're an excellent person, people person. He looks at a person not for what they are inside at the start, not their abilities. He looks inside their heart, what they are. He encourages them. Last night, down there on the track, we went and watched the time trial. There was a 2-mile time trial. The whole team gathered around the one last guy, Ross, as he come in. And everybody was there cheering him in. It's not about us. It's not about individuals. It's about the people. Coach Grammaroso, all of that you did for us, and organizing the meets, and carrying the clock around, and driving the vans, and giving your weekends, and that. Coach Popejoy, your being there out on those runs. Rich Scott and I would run through practices, and we'd have a coach out there who's near 40 years old running with us in the practice, encouraging us on. Even from time to time, we had a Jim Spivey pop in and run practice with us. All the opportunity, all the people that came before us, that's what made the difference. And the fact is no one putting themselves in front of the other. We all worked together. And I'm just honored. I thank my God for the abilities that He gave me to be able to come and do this. And I thank the individuals that went before me and those of you that keep on going afterwards. And that's all I have to say. Thank you very, very much.
Couldn't have said anything better, Dan. That was awesome. And last, just a few words from Marcy Thurp-Wachter from Wisconsin for Sue DeNigris Kane. And when I'm done, I would just like one of the young ladies that ran with with Sue in that national championship, Maggie Zadarska Brill, to accept her her award. And we'll put the coat on Sue when she's healthy and back. Marcy sent this note. I had a great pleasure of coaching Sue during her North Central years, and during that time I had the pleasure of watching a shy, somewhat reserved girl develop into a respected leader, driven to achieve both athletically and academically. Her freshman year was a fantastic year for North Central women's track. She earned a spot on the record-setting 800 relay team, one that still holds the record to this day. The other members of that relay were our Hall of Famers Christina Jones, Maggie, and Vanessa Vaughn. Those women were such positive role models that may have even been a little intimidating at the start, but I believe they inspired Sue to raise her goals and achieve even more than she may have dreamed. Sue was one of my all-time favorites, and great thanks to Sue DeNigris Kane. She was a coach's dream, hardworking, dedicated, decisive, courageous, respectful, and a woman of integrity. All of these are characteristics of great leaders, and all clearly apply. Sue brought those traits to the classroom, the practice field, and into the competitions, and now in her professional and personal life. Thank you, Sue, and congratulations. Congratulations, Sue. Maggie, do you want to come up and... Thank you, Maggie. Thank you. Yeah. We asked Maggie to do that just before coming in here, and we really appreciate it. And Matt and Maggie came all the way from Philadelphia, so I know, Sue, it'll be a great honor that you came up here and got that medal. Thank you for coming. We appreciate it. Thank you to all the Hall of Famers. Welcome to the Hall of Fame, our new inductees. And let's sing the alma mater and go to the parade and go cheer the Cardinals on against Wheaton. Thank you.